He wants to keep running. The side will put him down, but it only takes the Aegis the Immortal. VP.
Naku, lakad mo to tol!
Maybe that's a consideration. But with 8 seconds left, we'll see soon enough what that's going to be. And it is, you mentioned Sanking.
What?
Is it mid Sanking, offlane Sanking? You predicted it's maybe the Yopaj special, the mid
Kishka with Yif to help him out. So they've done a lane swap. Running the Mars safe just to give the Mars up against the Sand King. An interesting way to give perhaps your... Ooh.
That God's Rebuke into the Bramble Maze. He might get a first blood here. He turns around to try and block with a branch there, but instead...
Sandstorm, you can start to apply more damage. You've got the Snapfire who can back you up with more stun, although they get the Spear and Bramble onto 11 again.
Is he going to be going down here? Has a Burrow Strike, either to escape or turn and stun. He uses it too late. He's already dead. Sanctity's going to be a little bit careful, but most of their focus is going to be on these 6-minute runes. Ace 12, duking it out, trying to keep the Death Prophet away from this bottom rune to secure it for Sanctity. But unfortunately for Sanctity, it spawns top, but it's top lane where, spring earlier, BT phase is all about the lane and getting these Jingus to make the Lycan's life as miserable as possible. They're going for an X12 wolf play, but first the arena comes in. Grimstroke immediately gets deleted. They were trying to use that Inkswell play you mentioned on the Lycan Wolves, but...
The Monkey King.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned earlier, the other 4 heroes enabling his greedy playstyle, and that comes down to like Mars and Quap especially, but if Mars keeps getting caught out by this combo, his life's going to be for a world of hurt, and he is going to turn, look to use the arena, catches the Lycan on the wall. Can Citrus finish him off with the Sonic Wave? It's going to be close. Gets the burn damage from the Shadow Strike. That finishes him off, and using the God's Rebuke. That was potentially going to be a hairy situation, and now, with Monkey King showing up, they're ready to fight. BT Faded says, you know, I'm trying to get this Power Fury, but I'm pretty strong as well.
I think for Ragdoll right now, the spacing isn't quite yet, and
Going Fire Strike on Faded with the Mortimer's Kisses to follow it up. That's at least 1 kill. Should be 2 with the hasted TA rotating in to finish off Death Prophet. Lilgun.
Dire's top tower
The aggression's not going to end here. Lilgun just keep looking to use this Blink initiation they've now got. Blink Fire Strike comes in. Epicenter to follow up with a cookie. They want to bring down this Mars, and the Arena plus Terrorize doing some good kind of counterplays, but there's just not enough damage or any follow-up. So Ragdoll kind of had the idea that they might want to contest, but their smoke's been popped, and now they've been found. Death Prophet gets blown up to start things off here. The cookie backwards, not perhaps the direction Lilgun wanted to go. I think they just want to charge forward now. This Monkey King is not particularly scary with just some Battle Fury components, but he is going to go for a Wukong's command, go into Snapfire. Here's a Sonic Wave follow-up. Will be enough to get the kill, but huge Burrow Strike! Catches 3 with the Soulbind. TA with the meld hits to follow this one up, gets an Ultra kill. Looking for the Rampage! TP on out, and unfortunately, the Burrow Strike comes a little bit too late.
even with Wukong's, he's just a sitting duck. He doesn't have the stats to live through this.
Lilgun not done. GY finds the backlines, gets the Spear Arena onto the Grimstroke, but meanwhile his teammates are just getting sliced up on the backlines. He hasn't even finished off the Grimstroke yet, and Ace 12 is going to get himself out of there. 3 dead, and Lilgun. Still Blink Burrow. Oh, he's off the mark, and now Sankey may have thrown away his own life for this one. It was a nice attempt, but Lilgun get bested by Ragdoll on the reinitiation, and now Ragdoll the ones to chase. They'll take out the Hellbear Smasher. That's 250 gold going their way, but Sanctity with the Inkswell stun onto the Death Prophet. Gets Death Prophet very low. Snapfire unable to finish off Death Prophet, and both teams is playing this game of cat and mouse, poking and prodding. GY finally willing to initiate in, goes for the Blink Spear onto Kishka. He does cookie himself out of there, but there's a Boundless Strike to finish him off. Couple of kills going Ragdoll's way, and they want Sanctity. That's the big one. Can they get this TA? And they should be able to do so with the Sentry Detector. TA. No escape without the BKB, and 3 kills go Ragdoll's way. Smoke coming out from Ragdoll's when, they send in the Lycan Wolves. Quap's going to show here. And Sand King, he gets initiated on. The Spear is there. Pulls him back into the Queen of Pain Sonic Wave, but Sand King gets kept alive for now with the Burrow Strike out and the Yule Scepter. He does get caught by the Terrorize, so he can't do a whole lot here, but it looks like there's no follow-up damage, and the chase is on for the TA as Death Prophet does get chased down. Sanctity finishing her off, and now another follow-up Blink Burrow Strike on the BT Faded. He's getting low. He didn't get a chance to BKB. He held it. He had a chance to use it, but maybe he just thought he was dead anyway, so decided to hold on to it. But Lilgun kill off 3 and may even be going high ground here. They GG.
They call it... Oh my goodness, Ragdoll. I mean, Lilgun, they did get their comfort picks here, Parker. They got their TA, they got their Lycan along with a Grimstroke. They had that combination. Mars and Puck don't necessarily scale in that way as, you know, winning the game for you, like the Puck can. But it takes a lot of farm. They go with a Razor, which is a really interesting way to hold this out. So you can just sap down the Drow. You don't care too much for the Drow's silence as long as you get static link.
Maybe wanted to just cancel the salve there, but I guess worried about some of those tower hits. Back at bottom, potential first blood here. Ogre gets very low and does end up going down to Kishka. Points in Edict. Citrus goes back for as you usually do. And bottom lane, it looks like Ogre has been caught out under the tower. Stuck around a little bit too long to try and get some experience and keep this tower alive, but he does get revealed as daytime hits. Goes orbing in. Finds the Ogre as Spirit Breaker meanwhile charges in on the Mars and Nether Strike to follow up. He may finish off this Mars, and with the relocate in, Mars doesn't get a chance to use a single spell. Puck can kill the Ogre, but Sanctity's got to get the hell out of here. Leshrac could potentially go for the stun, TP out. Lesh doesn't try and hit.
From Lilgun, they're trying to find these kills on map. They're trying to play aggressive early on with their lineup. They're just missing out every single time.
Yep. Ooh, nice split earth onto Grimstroke. Ragdoll have rotated back in and
mainly just blocking out charge, maybe blocking out Nether Strike as well in the middle of an opportunistic fight. Speaking of charge, up top.
Top lane, speaking of that charge. Ragdoll have found themselves another kill using a relocate in has gone, so they could maybe make a play here on GY Spirit Breaker, who is still pressing far forward. Sanctity going to go in with the Dream Coil, plus the Inkswell. Has he got the damage for this one with a Stroke of Fate? Yep, they get the kill on the Spirit Breaker, and they found one. It's the Razor. He gets going on with the charge, the Split Earth to follow it up. The Mars trying to TP in and make a counterplay. Gets the Arena, but the Spear going to be dodged by a nice Yule Scepter. Second Yule Scepter being used by, so the first one may have been actually a stray one, as Leshrac now silenced up in the front line. Stroke of Fate not going to come out initially. Puck got to be careful. He needs to escape. Gets the Dream Call back up just in time to maybe bail at his team. It's just being used defensively.
There's just so many other spells that can go true from that.
Smoke up. Ogre's there, ready to pop it with the Shadow Amulet. He's just invis. Oh, they're going to relocate in the IO. He's going to get bursted down. That's not bad, though, for Lilgun. If they can kill this Leshrac, that'd be huge for them. But elsewhere, Grimstroke already dead, and the Puck gets chain stunned as well. Ragdoll want more. They've got a triple kill onto VD Faded's Drow Ranger, and while the IO did get blown up, Fire Blast off, but I'm sure they're going to have any kind of follow-up that can really threaten him. Charge coming in from Spirit Breaker. Does he commit to this one? GY gets hit by the Yule Scepter on the Mars. Spear going to follow up and pin him onto the Arena. Elsewhere, the Leshrac has been silenced up. Has to deal with the Grimstroke silence. Is going to get hit now by a Cursed Crowd and set him up. And 11 just wants to TP on out. With the Bulwark, he gets back to safety. So a kill on Spirit Breaker. But they can't really chase. No way to get vision, no charge or anything. Back at mid. They've gone in on the IO Leshrac with the relocate back. They want to get this Dark Willow, but Willow goes in the Shadow Run, but it's just burning the Pulse Nova, and the 80 damage is just too much. Just barely. Kishka gets out of there, and now with the counterplay from 11, spears the IO in, but he's got mech as well as 20 Holy Locket charges, so he should be okay here, and he's baited Sanctity to kind of re-engage here on the Puck, but Puck playing around that low health keeps himself alive. The Leshrac can big one if they can get it, but with 2 lives, I don't even see if they take Citrus down once. Instead, they're overextending here. They're going to lose 11 and Sanctity. These creeps, he's charging them. He's just making sure that these lanes are constantly causing problems here as mid lane Leshrac. Oh, he saw it coming. The double Yules. He thought he could dodge the Split Earth by using himself, but 5-head play.
GY is still up there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Sets up on the Willow, but no follow-up to the Nether Strike. Now Citrus may just want to start burning through this tier 3 tower. They don't need an Aegis, they say. Leshrac alone maybe going to be enough with VT Fade on the high ground with the Tether. He's got BKB and Manta, so double defensive items, and they take this tier 3 tower with ease, doing kind of what Lilgun did to them, which is just high grounding very early on. Not quite the 16-minute racks, but 24 minutes in, Ragdoll just walk high ground, take a range racks. Mostly uncontested. There is going to be a Terrorize with some Brambles here, but off to the side, GY is almost solo killed a Dark Willow. Does get leaped up by the Puck Coil. Not to mention the Soulbind, keeping them in place, but
getting tougher and tougher for them to even use that spell immunity when it's up. They need to find a way to mitigate their losses. Don't overcommit to these engagements until those items are up.
Gust on Puck top. Oh.
Ragdoll just has so many ways of stopping that. The BKB is up on at least the Razor, so 423 can maybe start to handle VT Faded, but can he imagine everyone else? It's a lot of hope to pin onto just one hero.
Spear backing on the Drow. They're trying to keep the Siege Dragon alive, but the Drow gets bailed up by the IO for now. No relocate. He just uses the mech and the Holy Locket. Drow still very, very healthy with Fade. Keeps the BKB and force-ups himself back to safety while Citrus jumps the backline, finishes off the Mars. And without these BKBs, it's just so hard for them to fight now. The Razor gets stunned up by the Fire Blast. The follow-up charge from GY goes through, and GG is called. As Ragdoll have just run a train through Lilgun here in game number 2.
It's almost the same time as we saw from game 1 from Lilgun. The cooldown, in the early game especially, it just feels like a massive waste, but Spectre has the Ags, Void has nothing to mitigate that, and Ragdoll just goes straight to Viper, so you've got a hero that can already manage it at some point as well. It will be running Citrus on the Viper.
Kishka, he's got the Bane rotation in. Citrus is going to turn and fight. He's going to just willingly give away his own life to bring down the OD, and they kill the OD first. OD doesn't even end up getting experience for the kill. An early tier 1 mid tower would be huge. The most important early tier 1 to take. As Citrus on the front line looking for that kill. Won't be able to initially find it with the Astral saving Kishka. And in fact, it's going to be his own life going down. The rotation unsuccessful for now. Does get the tower low, but they're looking for a follow-up on Lilgun. And Lilgun doing a great job to punish this over-aggression. Ragdoll.
Up, keep trying to hit item spikes, keep trying to hit leveled spikes as well. You are giving some much-needed space out onto your Face's Void, but VT Faded sees that. He just goes back mid. He's got the full charges on his Scalpings. They can go if they want.
Nice Meteor Hammer timing. Catches the Wraith King. Can level up his reincarnation if he needs it. And Sanctity could be in some trouble here. Been caught by the Ogre Fire Blast, and we'll get a defensive Astral off, but I don't imagine he's going to find a way out of this one. VT Faded. He's low, but with reincarnation, there's nothing really to...
Entrances on the jungle. Smoke play, they only catch up Minyo Ping.
They're going to go for the Chrono plus Kisses. Meanwhile, Kishka gets scouted out by the Mars in the backlines here. Does GY want to go for a Chrono? If anything, he's now in some trouble himself. Has an arena, but he gets Fiend Script first, so Manual Ping goes down, and it looks like Mars, GY, is going to be a follow-up kill. So nice play from there. At first, I was a little skeptical. Using Chrono Kisses on an Ogre is a lot of big, long cooldowns just for a 5 position. Okay?
So they weren't clear for that. They still stay though on Kishka.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Easy find, Blink Spear. I guess his job was to try and delay this push, but...
And they have to play it extra safe. And you kind of already want to do that with a Bane and Snap anyway, but that does put a lot of pressure on 11, on 423 to find the angles. They will charge up though.
Yep, they go in with the Shadow Blade, perhaps unexpectedly, but there is a Sentry Ward there. The Spear going to be off the mark here, and 11 gets out of range of the detection. There's no more detection. He's just giving all the vision to set up his team for a really nice team fight here on the front lines. Ogre in some trouble. They do get the Bane kill there. Now Spirit Breaker goes in a second time here. He tries to charge his way out, but he gets caught in his own teammate's Chrono Spear, but that does set up a pretty good Kisses. GY on the Mars goes down, not before getting off a good Spear onto the Void, who could be in some trouble here. VT Faded trying to burst him down, but the Time Walk comes just in time as the Sanities gets the Viper, and they're not done. They want more. They want the If on the Grimstroke, or perhaps VT Faded, but with a blink out, he gets back to safety. Unfortunately for the Spirit Breaker, he got caught in the Chronosphere there. Oh, OD almost gets the Grimstroke. Another good fight for Lilgun, though.
In that jungle, they want control of the area. They want to stop Lilgun's farm. And they're just constantly forcing that issue, still looking for that push in the tier 2. Not much HP left on it, but 11.
OD top. Sanctity starts on Citrus. 11 folds up with a charge. They want this Viper. There's a lot of Ragdoll heroes coming in. And Viper gets kept alive. Has some bottle charges he's trying to play around. Sanctity going to be burning down to the Ignite damage. And Lilgun thought they maybe had a quick kill.
They're going to punish. They've got the TPs. They've got the blink and they're forced out.
Oh, GY. Arenas and everything. They get out. The fact that the scam was expired, so they didn't realize they left the pit there. And Lilgun are going to double back with the smoke. Very heads up, the second the heroes stopped showing bottom lane, they were like, okay, we can't do this. They could be running out of some amount of time. So all this dire vision, and uh-oh, it's Spirit Breaker who walks in the Shadow Blade. Is there detection? Yep. They find him. They instantly jump the Spirit Breaker. He tries to charge, but no opening to do so. He does have buyback if they're worried about this Roshan fight, and the DD spawns. Who's going to get their hands on that one? 1, 2, 3, grabs it. Needs to be careful. Doesn't have the Axe Shard, so can't reverse Time Walk out. And he may have just thrown away his own life. OD gets the defensive Astral to try to keep him alive, but now he's been caught in the pit. The Nightmare is there to save him, so the double save does a little bit, but it's not quite enough here. Now the Void goes in, wants to solo kill his Viper with a double damage. 4, 2, 3. He's got 1 kill, but his teammates, they're dropping like flies. The Mars gets caught by a Fiend Script here. does survive his way through it. The Spear Wave, the Spirit Breaker, but this Void continues to do good damage, but BT faded. He shows up and shows him what the real damage is. Just right-clicking away. OD could be dying back here. As Ragdoll press forward, they want this Faceless Void. DD or not, BT faded says, I've got you. They're chasing for kill after kill, and with the Inkswell stun on the Blink Dagger, Faded has himself a triple kill. He gets tipped from his teammate there. The Spirit Breaker trying to charge back to the high ground. Faded has no Blink Dagger, so they're not going to be able to chase for that kill, but they can fall back for Roshan. Or... Oh. Yeah, the Wraith King can always TP to that outpost, but he's not going to be able to get himself right into this fight. Charging forward is Spirit Breaker, knowing there's no gem, but he has to BKB. The Mars Arena not going to really catch on anyone. On the backlines, they do cancel off the Mortimer's Kisses. Faceless Void could be in some trouble here with the frontline Viper having a BKB. It looks like this fight not going the way Lilgun were hoping it to. But with the Sandys, they do take out the Grimstroke, who immediately buys back. At some point, though, they've got to worry about the Wraith King returning to this fight. The Faceless Void being chased down against the wall. They bring him down with BT faded damage. Kishka having to throw away his own life just to ensure a proper retreat, and sometimes schizophrenia just hits a little bit harder some games.
That it does, but the smoke might hit hard. Ragdoll, look at that, moving on to the high ground here.
Yep, blink in. They want to close out this game. Safety just gets removed. Waiting for that bottom lane to push out, or the mid lane. Something's going to push. There's a Siege Wagon to deal with. And he's just in. He sees heroes. He pops the BKB. GY is there with the spear, gets the Bane on the back lines. Which means Lilgun are going to have to find a way to turn this one around. VT faded on his second life. Doesn't have BKB, and there's the Chrono plus Kisses. Faded's going to go down. Nice play by 423, even keeps himself alive. As the charge in on the Viper. Lilgun showing they want more. They're wondering if they can find a way to get any follow-up kills. 423 jumping in, gets the time dilation onto the Ogre Magi. And that's going to set themselves up for a second kill. GY barely TPs out.
Maybe, the safer bet to clear out, and they will go for that smoke play, sneaking up, looking for a pick-off to go into that last push.
They can find it. VT Fade is going to force out the Faceless Void BKB. Void just going to look to turn and fight. Finds a new target potentially. Needs to help out his OD, but the OD already dead. Does a buyback in 423 in full retreat without a BKB.
Trying to play poke though, 11.
Oh, he shows himself. He needs to TP on out. Maybe even BKB TP. What's the play here? He knows there's just too much physical damage, but a Chronosphere catches out 3. The Kisses follow up. It doesn't look like there's anything to cancel it. They start the fight off by killing the Mars with the Wraith King's first life. Can they do anything about his second life? Sinking on the front lines has a BKB, but the physical damage is way too much for him to handle. Void's forced to go back on the high ground. The Viper with the protection of an Aegis is just jumping onto the high ground, hitting tier 3s. OD and Bane both dead. It's a 3 versus 5. Faceless Void tries to go back in. They want this Wraith King. They know he's got no reincarnation. Can they bring him down? The Void, he dies, and he's got no buyback from the previous fight. The Spirit Breaker, it's too much damage for him to handle, and it's GG. Lilgun have been bested.
Oh
man, I have to really appreciate Citrus's closing build there. He had an Aeon disc that helped him through that Kisses.